Thank you for having me. I'm Martin Kamprath. I'm from the German Parliament, the Bundestag, and I will give you a short overview on the topic of AI in parliaments. We conducted a small little survey in the advance of a AI conference we held at the end of September this year. It was a small conference, 3 days. Here at the German Bundestag, we invited 9 other parliaments or 8 other parliaments. Together with us, we were 9 parliaments. We had very in-depth discussions on the topics of AI and how to use AI into parliaments. And the focus was more on the organizational measures, but of course in combination with technical aspects. And I would like to show you some results of a survey that we did with the participants before. I hope you can now see my slides. Can someone give me a short feedback if you see my slides, my presentation?
Martin, we cannot. Are you sharing your screen?
Let me check. Okay.
Okay, now we can see your screen.
Good. So I hope now it's better. Yeah.
Yes, we can see your screen now. We can see the presentation.
Perfect. Yeah, great. So here you see that conference has been took place 25th to 27th this September, and we had these parliaments invited: Estonia, the European Parliament, France, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Poland, United Kingdom, and of course we. The survey was having 10 questions, different kinds of question modes, and we did the results anonymized, and to ensure that the responses are not affected by any fears that something is published that might not be comfortable. Because of time, I only will show you some results of the questions. So totally 12 questions. I will present you the results that I think are maybe the most interesting ones. First of all, we asked them since when these parliaments here were dealing with AI in a structured way. And here we see a different picture roughly in the middle. So 5 on the right side, 4 on the left side. They worked on AI or developed AI applications already in the 2020. And then you can see that in 23 and 24, due to the effects of the publication of OpenAI's chatbot, parliaments turned into this new technology again and started to think about how AI can have an effect on the parliament's work. We then also ask how the different parliaments support internally the introduction and the use of AI applications. And here the respondents could choose between multiple answers. What you see here is that there were 4 options. One is, so how is the support being conducted? There's a central body or department responsible for the entire organization. This is taking place in 5 of the parliaments. Then there was the option of if there's one single person, like a CEO for AI or something like that, that has a specific task of this. This is not the case. But there are still cross-departmental departmental working groups. This has also happened in 5 of the parliaments. And there are also department-specific working groups. And this is in 2 parliaments the case. Then we were asked, what are the organizational measures related to the introduction of AI application? We gave different options, and the respondents could choose between all the different answers given here. And what you see is, so what we mean with organizational measures means how do they introduce AI? So what do they use to introduce AI to make AI work in the parliament? So does there exist a roadmap, an AI roadmap, a digitalization strategy or something like that? If not, does there exist a coordinated approach to the introduction of AI, although maybe there's not a concrete strategy? Or do work taking place to formulate an AI strategy? Or are there any guidelines on different levels, for example, in individual departments or on the organization as a whole? Are there working groups on AI? Are there structured AI assessments already existing to help to implement AI? Or is there a structured knowledge management, like a website, a wiki, an internet page where knowledge about AI is collected and being accessible for the users? Well, what you see here is that two of these measures seems to be relevant for the majority. That is, there are guidelines on the organizational level, and there are also working groups for the introduction of AI on the organizational level. And what is also interesting is here you see how the different parliaments responded. So here you can see that parliaments have different approaches how to use different, let's say, potpourri of measures, so that 2 parliaments has more than 3 of these measures in parallel, while the majority has not more than 2 of these measures. When we ask which are the following organizational steps that that seems to have a boosting effect on the acceptance of AI tools. So how do AI applications get used by the staff? And here are different ideas how to implement or to promote AI applications. That is, for example, idea competitions or organizing workshops and dialogues with internal and external experts, or cooperation between internal IT experts and internal subject experts in the specific departments. Internal training in general, creating an internal network of promoters, or implementing pilot or flagship projects, or providing internal documents, or having AI working groups in individual departments. And here you see that 3 of these measures stand out. That is organizing workshops or dialogues between internal and external experts, also to increase cooperation between IT and the departments on how to implement AI. And the most used measure to implement AI is to use flagship projects or pilot projects here. And the same is here, how the different parliaments responded. So here, it's not that the parliament is using one single of these measures, but rather a kind of mix, which is, of course, maybe a sign that you have to tackle from different levels the introduction of AI. We also have asked about what is the assumed impact of AI technologies that is now taking place. So what are the hopes and the fears maybe? What happened if AI applications and technologies get introduced into parliament organizations? And here the respondents could answer the question with significant lower or significant higher, and something in between. So we were asking, how does the processing time change? So what is the impact of AI on processing time of processes, for example? And here we got, for example, a 0. So people, or the average says this doesn't seem to be an effect on neither higher nor lower on the processing time, which is a bit surprising, but I will tell you later why. The processing transparency might be impacted. The output quality seems to be increased. The same with the output quantity, and this is expected much more higher. So higher output if we introduce AI technologies. Then we have process costs might rise a bit. Overall costs might rise. The visibility seems to increase on if we use them, we could maybe get more attention on the topics that where AI is used for. The mental strain seems to decrease, so which is one of the aims if you introduce AI technologies that takes over work that might be very either boring or very, very hard, very demanding. And AI technologies could help here these people to cope with that a bit better, and also to increase the benefits for others, or to make better sound decisions. But if we have a look on the different results, how these respondents differ in their opinion, this is the standard derivation. So it basically means that everything that is orange here, people are not very on the same page if this is really the case. So the responses are very different. And the most or the highest aspect where people say, okay, we really don't know, so it could take more or less, is the processing time. We have some parliaments who think it has a significant impact that the processing time gets lower, but there are still some who think it gets higher. So maybe the truth lies in between. So depending on the use case we have. And the final slide is the result of the question, what are the biggest factors that influence the introduction of AI? And we plotted the answers according to, is the impact very high? And I hope you can see my mouse here. So this is the area here where people say, okay, this seems to have a big impact, these indicators, for example, the quality of training data, the speed of internal administrative process for procurement or for in-house development, or the user's expectations regarding the results. They seems to have a big impact on the introduction of AI, but also something like data protection concerns, the reliability of the output, the backing from senior leadership. They seem to have a big influence on the success of implementing AI. And then there are some factors where people say, okay, they doesn't seem to have a big influence. that is on the left side of the diagram here. Quite interestingly here, staff fears of job losses or rationalism, which is often a very often mentioned argument, that people fear that AI is getting their job. But in fact, at least from the respondents we have, this seems not the overall factor that influence the introduction of AI. Much more interesting is this part here. We matched these two sides with how confident are the people that, or how sure are the people that these factors really have a big influence or a low influence. And the part down here, there the standard derivation is very low. That means that the respondents are more on the same page in their answers. And then this quadrant here, this one, the green points, here you can say that these are the factors that seems to have a big influence, and the respondents largely agree that these influence factors are really making a big impact on the introduction of AI. And these are the data protection concerns, the reliability of the output, the backing from senior leadership, and the potential users' understanding of the areas where AI has is applied to. Okay. So far from the survey we conducted, I hope maybe you get some food for thought or something for discussing in the next break, and maybe also some ideas how you can maybe tackle the implementation of AI. Thank you very much.